So this video is for freelancers. Yeah, so people who work with like multiple clients, regardless of your industry, if you're a virtual assistant, a social media manager, a product designer, and all of that good stuff. So if you have an upcoming discovery call with a potential client, there are a couple of questions that are very important for you to ask, and I'm going to highlight three of those questions in this video. Um, Yeah, and the third one is the most important. So number one, you need to ask this client what their goals are, right? So that question will help you to understand if you can help them achieve their goals, if what they are envisioning is something that you can do, right? And that way you guys know that you can work. Okay, for example, maybe you're a social media manager who deals more with organic growth, but this client you're speaking to maybe during the discovery call is saying they need someone to help with digital ads, with paid ads, and you know that that's not your strength, that's not your forte, right? So it's good to be honest. You have to be upfront and honest about it. I mean that way you already know that you guys are not really a good fit, so the other clients would not necessarily work. Or let's say you're a virtual assistant who specializes in what will I use as an example now for virtual assistant? Maybe time management, tax management, administrative work, and all of that. And then maybe you now have a client who needs maybe like data entry for you to help with data entry, bookkeeping, and that's not really what your skill set focuses on, right? So that way you know that you guys are not a good fit, right? The second question is asking, have you worked with a social media manager before? Or if you're a virtual assistant, you ask, have you worked with a virtual assistant before? And if they have, then you go further to ask, why did that collaboration end? Right. I mean, this may come off as you being overly curious, but it's good to ask all of these questions for you to know. I mean, just in case they're like red flags, right, from these clients, you can easily spot those red flags, or that question will even help you understand what the client's priorities are and where maybe the previous person failed, to see where you can come in and how you can support. The third question to ask is, what is your budget? This is a good question. I mean, it might be hard for you to ask, but it's really important for you to know what the client's budget is. But if you've already gotten this information before your discovery call, of course, there's no point repeating the question, right? But if you guys have not spoken about it prior to your discovery call, then ask what the budget is. And if they're like, I mean, just tell them this is going to help you to understand like the scope and project of the work, so you know what to put in, know how much effort to put in, know what kind of strategies to put into play. So yeah, these are like three very important questions. Aside from these questions, you probably will have your own questions you still want to ask these clients for you to know if you want to work with them or if they want to work with you. So do all of this. Always remember that there's I don't say there's no perfect timing for some of these questions, but it's good to know when to ask some of these things. And when you're working or when you're speaking with a potential client, let them see that you're actually interested in working with them. Let it not just sound like it's only about the money, right? They should see that you're actually interested in working with them. So build that positive and good rapport with them. And yeah, so that's it for today, guys. Peace out.